Today, we're looking at PCU's new LYNX tracer unit, which is built for pistols, and it comes with different adapters so that you can use this on a Glock, you can use this on a high kappa, you can use this on a Mark 23. First, obviously, we gotta do a little bit of an unboxing here. Color anodized black, dimensions 60.4 in length in millimeters, 24 millimeters wide and 36 millimeters high. It's got a 14 millimeter CCW thread, and it comes with an 11 millimeter CCW threading converter so that you can use it on something like a high kappa. And then the material is made from aluminum, which is why it's anodized. And then it has a PA12 polymer base, which are these little things here that will allow you to switch between different pistol threads. It's only 58 grams, so that's ultra light. And the coolest thing, it comes with a USB-C charge port. Thank God. So look inside. Satisfying to open. I forgot to mention there's a serial number here on the back. In case you ever need warranty, I know that PCU is one of the first to respond and give you good warranty. Break the seal, so this is now ours. And then open this up. Inside, we've got the promised converter, USB-C cable, but we don't care about that. We care about this little guy. Honestly, it's 58 grams, but it's got a nice weight to it. Like, feels really good. Holy crap, I've seen it on photos. It looks so damn nice. If you look at the front, all the edges are chamfered. You have all these different cuts on it. And then you have these serrations here on the top. It just gives it such an aggressive and cool look. If you're looking inside, you can see it has 12 LED diodes. So this thing is probably gonna be ultra bright. It's been the one thing that has been setting PCU apart, is that it runs ultra long and it does have very, very high brightness, which ensures that throughout the whole flight path of that BB, you're gonna have that full brightness. So this is always gonna be good for competition and indoor, when you want to make sure that you can actually see where your BBs are going. Let's try to put this on a gun because I want to know what this looks like on a gun. I read on the outside it's set for, I think it's set for high kappa. Yeah, it says this one is a one for high kappa. And we also have the adapters, but let me grab a high kappa real quick. I want to see what that looks like. I'm not usually a big high kappa guy myself, so I had to grab one fresh out of the box from the warehouse. In order to install this, we're going to need this little converter here to go from 11 to 14 millimeters. Another turn. All right, oh, that was really satisfying right now. When you moved it into the final position, it kind of like clicked into position. This looks phenomenal, don't you agree? It's freaking cool, isn't it? Look at that. It falls perfectly in line with the shape of the high kappa, actually. If you look from the front, oh my God, just look how sick this looks. For high kappa, this is definitely the coolest tracer unit that you can buy right now. So yeah, this works phenomenally. I think what we should do now is we should probably look at this for the other types of guns that we have here. All right, what first? Glock or Mark 23? He said Glock. I hurt my table. We'll also have to get a Allen key in order to get off the rear of this little thing here. Actually, we don't have to go away. Obviously, PD is kind enough to supply us with the tools. I honestly love when manufacturers do that. So 1, 3, and on the 4, and we have a 5th one on the bottom. We also have to take off those 2 screws here in the back. And here we go. So PD told me that there's different adapters, and the one that has the smaller hole is the one that is going to be good for Glocks. Okay, so here we go, guys. Similar to the high kappa, the Glock also has this really nice flowing lines that go from the receiver of the pistol all the way into the shape of the tracer. So that looks just perfect and phenomenal. The way that the Glock one is designed is that it actually also has a little bit better clearance here, because the barrel also does go back a little bit on the Glock. And it looks like that one, it just fits perfectly. So as you can tell here, perfectly flows with it. All right, that's this. Okay, so now that we have the insides taken out, you can see this beautiful little package here that is the entire tracer unit. From what I know, this tiny little battery right here is going to last for 3 days of continuous on operation. And the cool thing is, it actually has got a USB-C charge port. So all you gotta do is take off the front cap and you can charge this bad boy with any of your USB-C capable cables. There's a power on, power off button here in the front that is actually big enough that you can probably do that. Oh, you see it? Did you see the blinking light? This little board down here is actually also optimized to make sure that the low power, that has a low power protection for the battery. So in case this thing is on low power, you're not gonna destroy this battery by over discharging it. So really nice feature. I think that's really important for having this tracer unit last you a long time. And as we know from PCU tracer units, these things last forever. So now onto the Mark 23, the last one in the line that we have here. Obviously, I think that this design of the tracer unit adapters is gonna work for a lot of different pistols. And if you want to have more clearance space on a gun that has a barrel that protrudes backwards, you can just always screw it on less much and then use the grub screw from the side to clamp down the mechanism and secure the whole thing. All right, don't overturn it. So see, in this case, for example, I will have to put it in the correct position and then tighten. There's a little grub screw here from the side to clamp down the mechanism onto the 14mm CCW threads. Now it's not going anywhere. And it's the same situation, honestly. The way that he designed this, it just seems to work so perfectly with all three of those pistol models. And it just flows very nicely as well along the whole of the gun. I think the last thing that we should probably mention is that the way that this is designed is if you have a holster, it is supposed to actually work with your holster and not be in your way. So depending on what type of holster you have, if you have one that holds back here, you're not gonna have any issues with holstering this. So that's obviously super important. If you're playing with that, you wanna make sure that you can actually take that with you. And yeah, you can. So that's the new LYNX tracer. Probably the coolest new tracer out there that has the most modern and futuristic look that PCU has ever come up with.